Man, feels just like a boomstick.
Hey guys, this is Don and Siva back in with another paddle review. Actually, a paddle comparison, honestly. We have the newest RPM full foam paddle, the Q2, versus the good old boomstick here. My tried and true boomstick right now. So let's dive real quick into it. First off, back.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't think about doing a comparison video of these two up until we started hitting with Q2. It felt so similar to Boomstick, and we both thought that we should make a video pairing both of them. So that's where this idea came from.
I think it's something that pickleball players need to find out. If you're one of those people that's been waiting to itch and you didn't want to fork out the 300 plus bucks to get a boomstick, this might be the time to look into a Q2 now.
Yeah. So Don, what do you think about? I mean, he played on Boomstick almost for 6 months, right? Since the paddle was released, and that was his main paddle for so long. So I thought he had a better idea in terms of comparing. So what do you think about go one by one? Power, pop, spin, head roll, action, part of the game.
When it comes to why people would buy these paddles is if you want them out. So boomstick is still at a god tier power paddle. I think is still top of the line. Nothing compares to a boomstick as far as that power. Now with the Q2, you're not far behind. You're like right there with the boomstick, and that's just because maybe the boomstick has the weight, these MOI weights on the side here. But RPM very compromised power as close to the boomstick. One of the closest paddle to the boomstick that I think is on the market right now.
I mean, there is obviously one more powerful paddle than Boomstick, which we did a video about. It's the Japanese.
Yeah. The only thing is a Megalodon. No.
The only problem with the Japanese one, everyday social one, was the weight. Yeah, it was too heavy. If only my arm is like Hulk, I would probably generate that pop. But that's the only thing. But it's a very powerful cell. It's so heavy. It's very heavy. That's the only drawback, and very hard to get it here. I don't think they sell it here. So I was
going to
pop.
Yeah, pop. I think as far as like in the kitchens with speed ups and finishes there, these two are probably almost identical when it comes to pop. I said they're both tied for pop as far as that goes.
Yeah, I would say 99% like very similar. When you were at the kitchen pop, maybe I felt there were some balls, a little bit poppier when it comes to boomstick, which hits the center, right in the center. But other than that, yeah,
I spin. I don't know if it's because I've been playing with the boomstick. Maybe my grip is getting slightly a little worn out compared to the new Q2. But when it comes to spin, I'm gonna give a hats off to the Q2. I feel like it likes to grab the ball a little bit more. But again, it's given. I wish I had these both brand new, as I could really tell you. But I think RPM's gonna win in the spin department here. It just grabs the ball a little bit more, and you could definitely tell like on my drops, on my serves, there's just a little bit more top spin heavy. So I definitely could feel it in the Q2.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think we could just go by the history. So there's been a lot of complaints about boomsticks, infinite grid wearing down pretty quick. And then we know from RPM Friction Pro that, the grid is pretty beautiful. So we just take that. And I think, probably the grid of arcade is probably going to last now. And then at the kitchen thinking.
Yeah, lastly, we got to go to control. Again, that's the reason I love the boomstick in the first place, was that the control was there. The sweet spot is one of the biggest out there to me in the paddle market. So both are easy to me to control. Maybe the edge a little bit more on the Q2, just because it has a little bit more spin on it. Like I said, the control and the spin is a little bit nicer compared to the boomstick. But as far as like sweet spot, surface area, they're both great paddles in that department. I wouldn't give one to the other. I can't pick. It's a tie in that department too, I think.
I think at the kitchen both kind of felt, I mean, it's so ironic, like even the sound is so similar, it's so hard to make any difference in terms of like one of the play style. Who do you recommend these paddles for? If you're boomstick and RPM, right? I think in terms of the pricing, this is about $333. That's about $250. There are a lot of discount codes which gives you 15% off. So again, bring it down to $215. So that's like $35 off. It's about $80, $90. No, more than $100 when you take the discounted car.
Yeah.
So in difference. So where would you recommend this paddle for Boomstick as opposed to Q2?
If you already forked out the money for a boomstick, there's no need to go to an RPM Q2. You know, you stick to your boomstick. But if you're in that market, you've been wanting to try a boomstick out, and you've been wanting to try a power paddle, Q2 would be the route to go. It's like I said, $100 cheaper than getting the Selkirk Boomstick, and the power control, everything's there. It's almost like an identical boomstick without the weight. I mean, that's to sum everything up. That's all it is.
You know, I mean, if you want the MOA strip, they do have something called pickle clips or something.
Yeah, I heard about
Maybe it look like Boosty. But I think, you know, both of them come in with the limited lifetime warranty, which we talked about before as well, where if there is any problem because of the, you know, core or materials, something, they are going to, you know, give you a new paddle. We've heard a lot of complaints about, you know, edge guard separating it boomstick, you know. Believe me or not, the people who had complained, like John, for example,
Yeah.
he had issues with that, and now Fuzzy Brent is having the same issue. Selkirk has one of the best warranties. You know, they reached out to them, and you know, when their paddle was registered, they sent a brand new paddle. So
Yeah.
the warranty, I think Selkirk stands for their product. That warranty is really good. So
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty, this again, you know, this is a 16mm version QT. They do have 14mm QT, right? Oh. So
and they also have wide quality.
yeah, so I can imagine it's a little bit more poppy, a little bit more power. I mean, we haven't tested it, so I can't tell you this is just a 16mm comparison. You know, yeah, no. Keep that in mind. But I mean, that pretty much wraps it up. You know, like I said, it's just a variation of a boost stick. It's close thing you get to stick right now. Technically, yeah. Right. So definitely, you know, make sure to like, leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think if you try to play both of these. I kind of want to hear if you guys thoughts on it. So definitely leave a comment down below. Okay. Thanks to watch the video, guys. All right. Thank you.